I'm Smiley, singer-songwriter, and wow, I made it to my 30th podcast, and it was very fun to shoot. Podcast 30 will be about the Wakodahatchee Wetland, and every once in a while you'll hear the sounds that the birds are actually making. So here we go. The Wakodahatchee Wetland is located in Delray Beach at 13270 Jog Road, which is south of Woolbright or north of Atlantic on the east side of Jog Road. It is a bird watcher's delight. Over 178 bird species have been identified here, and it also has turtles, alligators, rabbits, fish, frogs, and raccoons. I was there on a weekday morning, and it was packed with people. Here, near the entrance, you can see some of the birds and some of the people on the boardwalk. The cars are lined up back to the entrance gate, waiting for people to leave before they can park. We are in the parking lot, heading towards the wetlands entrance. This is the restroom right outside of the entrance. Here is a sign explaining the Wakodahatchee Wetlands layout. There are rules when you are in here. Some more rules. This is the boardwalk going in. These wetlands opened in 1996. It's a 0.8-mile boardwalk that was constructed on 50 acres of previous wastewater utility property and is free to the public. Now, let's go around the corner. The sign says, "Wildlife you will see here." Let's see what we can find on this boardwalk. First off, we see a wood stork collecting nesting material. Now we are looking at a snowy white egret preening itself. Wood storks just calmly hanging out in this beautiful weather. Some wood storks in nest. This looks like an older baby wood stork. This is the only wood stork this age that I saw. A lot of them are still building their nest. Snowy white egrets with other birds mixed in. A photo of the boardwalk. These birds are not afraid of people at all. Notice the camera just a couple feet away from that bird. Here are some of the nests that have been built with birds in them. These nests are right at the boardwalk. Photo of a snowy white egret hunting for food. A sign telling us what duckweed does for the place. Though we are seeing mostly white birds or wood storks, there are a lot of other different types of birds mixed in here. They all seem to get along with each other very well. Here's a male inhinga well camouflaged. A handicapped woman doing just fine. There were several handicapped people on the boardwalk enjoying the experience. Photographers with the big cameras can be seen everywhere. A great blue heron and an inhinga with the wood storks. We can see the heron's tongue. A male and a female inhinga hidden in the brush. Early in the morning, there aren't many people on the boardwalk. See the two males and one female inhinga to the left? A sign explaining how the plants purify the water. Some different birds. A shiny blackbird. A great blue heron hunting. Can you see the heron flying in the upper left corner? There are several birds in here. Can you spot them? This pigeon wants its photo taken. A sign about freshwater turtles. Photographers with their big cameras. A female inhinga sunning herself and drying out her wings. A sign about purple martins. Huge gator around 12 feet long underneath a great blue heron. Same huge gator with a little duck near it. And in Hinga going underwater, then its head pops up in the lower right-hand corner. Another type of duck swimming in the bushes, a duck couple swimming around hunting for food, a lot of ducks swimming around with wading birds, a very elusive tiny duck that swims underwater, a heron with the tiny duck popping up in front of it. I don't know the names of these ducks. If you come here, you can look them up on your phone. Another different type of duck with pretty markings. More different ducks. Then there is this pretty little duck. There are a lot of ducks here. A sign explaining our state tree. A photo of the scenery. It's hard to believe that nearly 100 varieties of native trees and plants were planted here, and these are restored natural habitats. A stork couple, dead iguanas. They likely died during our recent freeze. Another dead iguana. A smaller gator, maybe 8 feet long. A small bird island. A turtle coming up for air. A sign telling us about wading birds, herons, and egrets. A big iguana with some type of lizard near it. A little duck. A small fuzzy heron singing to the sky. A blackbird posing for us. Let's do another loop and see if we can find or see anything else. The female in Hinga is still there, but now there are iguanas with her. Notice how the older one is oranges and the younger one is bright green. Another bird island, but let's look closer. This is where that huge gator is. It hasn't moved much. A sign explaining water everywhere. A duck that is well camouflaged. A wading bird that was practically hidden. Then it decided to walk around a bit for us. You can tell the water is not very deep. A different type of bird standing on one leg. Some wild flowers. A view of the boardwalk and scenery around the boardwalk. It is really beautiful here. Here is the paved tree section. That gator we saw earlier did move up closer to a tree. Another gator, this one came from underneath the boardwalk. It is headed for a bird island. You can see its head close to the island. It is now in perfect position for bird catching. Another iguana camouflaged. Here it is close up. On the way out, a turtle sunning itself. There is security here and on the boardwalk too. I am headed back to my car. The parking lot is totally full. This was my 4th trip to the Wakodahatchee Wetlands. And while I was there, I talked to a couple that moved very close to this place so they could visit it regularly. And I talked to some people who were making their 3rd loop around it that morning. That is what gave me the idea to make the 2nd loop. And we did pick up some extra things that I missed the first time. I also saw people walking in from Jog Road, which was kind of strange because it's kind of out in the middle of nowhere and these people were walking in. Well, you know it's good if people do that. It is a very, very popular site, and I do highly recommend you visit if you like this sort of thing. Just to let you know, this is the best part about this place. You would never know it unless someone told you. Every day, the Southern Region Water Reclamation Facility pumps approximately 2 million gallons of highly treated wastewater into the Wakodahatchee Wetlands, which in turn acts as a percolation pond, returning over 1 billion gallons of fresh water back into the water table. Well, that's it for the Wakodahatchee Wetlands. I hope you enjoyed it. Now I'm going to play a song that I actually experienced. I was invited to a party, but when I got to the party, I didn't see anyone that I knew. So this song is about that experience. It's called The Party. Got invited to a party, so I said, okay, I'll go. But when I got to the party, not a single soul did I know. My friends had said that they'd be there, but they must have been running late. I had to make a decision. Should I leave or should I wait? 'Cause you see, to me, a party is a place where people go to get together and have a good time. There's at least one person you already know. So I left the party, and as I drove away, I decided to visit a friend just to see what she had to say. Funny thing, when I got there, I found her sound asleep. So I woke her up and said, let's go. Then we jumped into her Jeep. 'Cause you see, to me, a party is a place where people go to get together and have a good time. There's at least one person you already know. When we got to the party, the scene had really changed. My friends had finally made it, and things had been rearranged. I met some really nice people, even got a date. I also learned something too. My friends run a little late. 'Cause you see, to me, party is a place where people go to get together and have a good time. There's at least one person you already know. Well, there's at least one person you already know. Let me know what you thought about the song. What's next? Well, after 30 podcasts, I'm going to take a little break. Check out my website, starsmiley.com, for these podcasts and my music, which I am steadily recording. A new song called Are You the One will be coming out in the next month or so. As always, I wish each of you the very best. Make your life what you want it to be. Take care.